Everyone, welcome to my studio. Okay, welcome to my channel. And welcome to my dining room table where I do a lot of my work. You see here today 3 cuddle heads, 3 silicone doll heads, and I am going to be making them into cuddle babies, silicone cuddle babies. And this is the Neeley sculpt. These all 3 have been cast through Silicone Studios, Silicone Studios 2. So this is the Neeley sculpt. This is our biggest one. This will be a newborn size cuddle. This is Kit, and Kit will be a large preemie. And then this is Grumpy, and Grumpy will be a preemie size. So what I'm going to do today is, pardon me too, I know I sound a little stuffy, and he already has hair, or she. They already have hair stuck on their silicone. They have yet to be prepped or bathed. So I'm going to be opening their mouths. There are 3 different types of mouths. So with Grumpy, his mouth is already parted. I may just refer to everybody as he, but his mouth is already slightly parted. So I don't know. We'll see how easy that is for me to cut. Kit, I have done a Kit before, and opening her mouth is quite easy because the impression is so deep. So you can see how well formed her lips are, and it makes it easy for me to cut. This is the Neeley sculpt. He has the smallest lips, but he has deep lines, and that's really, I think, what it takes to be successful. So we're going to start, and I'll be starting to paint these 2 very shortly. You need a sharp knife like this, X-Acto knife. Could use some scissors. Don't know if I'll need them. Also, you can use like forceps to pull the silicone out, but I find that I'll never use them, so I'm not going to bring them out. This one is super, super sticky. I always like the artwork from Silicone Studios. They do very, very good sculpts. They're my favorite sculpts. But I have found, several other ones that I really like. Okay, so this is done, and how I do it is I want to make a hollow inside of the mouth that's going to be big enough to accept a pacifier or a nipple. much of a clean cut as you can. In other words, you don't want to leave too many jagged edges because then you'll have to clip those and clean those out. All right, so I feel like this goes as deep as I need it to go. I don't get too close to the edges, and I always turn my knife outward so that it does not accidentally slice the lips. And here I'm going to try to do one continuous movement because I've noticed that I always have, you know, jagged pieces on the lips that I have to, it takes a minute to clean up. But the studio, Silicone Studio 2, they do send the part A and part B so that you can repair and smooth out the lips, the mouth, if you do cut it open. All right, so now we are going to take a big chunk of it, and this is where you can use either your scissors or your X-Acto knife. When you use your X-Acto knife, just be sure to be mindful of where your fingers are. And it's okay to turn it upside down if you need to. Move the lips out the way. You don't want to accidentally slice them. Now. And I took out that much. It's pretty much. And the way I cut it is so that the pacifier will sit at a good angle. Also, I feel like I cut out like a big uneven hunk of it, which at the end of the day, that part doesn't really matter as long as the pacifier fits. Let's get a pacifier. All right, so here are two types of pacifiers. This is the Nook, so they have that round, flat nipple. And then here is one that would be good for a little one like little Grumpy. Let's see if Grumpy can fit this pacifier. If not, he may need to take a preemie pacifier. This pacifier is kind of big, but it does fit into his mouth. So it seats pretty good. I would definitely use a smaller pacifier for him. This is probably where I need the forceps. And then what I would typically do is mix up a little of the silicone and pour it into the mouth. I am being extra rough with this baby. There are some, like this is not a marshmallow, silicone, but there are some silicones that are very marshmallow-like. And if I were to be this rough with it, they would have just split. I had a kit that did that. Okay, so now I don't like the way this looks, so we're going to cut that out and trim it up. We're not going to, I want to stay back. I don't want to get too close to the front of the mouth, of the lips. Keep in mind that nobody's really going to be, unless this baby came with the tongue and all of that, which it doesn't, nobody's going to be really looking into the mouth. So I just want to make sure that I get all of the little bits out that I don't like. And the reason I'm using this towel too is because even though the towel can cover, you know, has lint on it, it allows me to rub some of that silicone off. Also, y'all, don't be, if you're doing this, don't try to be perfect. When I say don't try to be perfect, there's going to be a point where you could have stopped and you went too far. Okay. And I think I am at the point where I could stop and not go too far. I mean, I see like this makes me want to clean it up a little bit here. But at the same time, when I pour the silicone in there to fix it, to smooth it out, I should say, I don't think that that's going to be an issue. It doesn't get in the way of the pacifier, that's for sure. But, hey, this is what happens when you get a perfectionist. I'll just pull some of that out. Okay, we're going to keep the rest like this. All right, one more time with the pacifier. This is just the one that I use for my babies and testing and stuff like that. So typically when you have one that's already painted and stuff, you're not going to be pulling that mouth apart to put the pacifier in the way I did. You still want to do it like this, or, you know, pull the chin down a little bit to get the mouth open. Sometimes I pull the nose, but you have to be very careful when you do it. And then also I like to put some silicone gel, some type of lubricant on there. There we go. So one down. Now this was Grumpy. Now Grumpy can take a pacifier and I'll fill his mouth and kind of neaten it up, but you can't really see too much because you know who's going to be opening his mouth really, really far. All right. Next is the mid-size baby kit. And I really love doing kit. I painted a kit little girl, and now I have a full body. I did a full body kit girl, and now I have a full body kit boy, but I haven't done yet. All right, so stretch the silicone so that I can see the definition of where the lines are. Don't stretch it too much. Don't get too far in the corners. And do not ruin that perfect line. She has a crease that you do not want to ruin, because that is what makes her mouth So absolutely gorgeous.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is everything. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult. Let more. I don't know why you love me. Yeah. You got it bad, you got it bad for me, babe. I'm so glad that I can have this, babe. Nobody.
And then there's a line here, right here. I don't want to disrupt that line, so I'm going to go behind that line. Being sure not to get too far to the edge. And you see I'm making it's a deep slice, because I didn't think I went deep enough with Grumpy over there. And I had to kind of dig in deep. Okay. Let's kind of join this so I don't rip it. There we go. It's a little jagged. Now I'll have to use scissors to clip it. All right, so we're gonna try to grab in deep, so I can try this time to make the cut a little more even. Okay. We're gonna use scissors this time. Now you see why people don't like doing this, why they charge extra for this, because it's easy to mess up, but it's also easy to repair if you do mess it up. So this is how much we took out. And I need to clean that up. Actually, I think this is pretty good. We just need to smooth out the silicone. And I'll be able to take care of smoothing out. But let's see if, so I think she's too little for this one. Let's see how this one fits. Like if it's pointing up too high or down too low, that's where I would adjust how much more silicone I would take out. This is a silicone pacifier, so it too attracts lint and hair. and I root in this room. So you just examine it from all sides. This is probably not the pacifier I would use for her because it kind of pokes out a lot, but it fits. So we have that. All right, now it's time for Neeley. And Neeley's our big boy. And this is the first time I've seen this sculpt. I've saw this one I've seen because my sister is painting it. Her name is Sunflower Baby Angels. And you can find her on YouTube and TikTok. And I don't know if she still has an Etsy shop. All right, so this little man has the smaller lips. And again, I'm just kind of using my hand, my fingers to brace. And I just want to follow the line as much as possible. Again, I want to stay behind this line here. In other words, I don't want to come before, I want to go after that line. Just want to clean this up a little bit.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is everything. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult. Make more. I don't know why you love me.
Now Neeley has little creases, so I don't want to mess up that appearance of creases. Now it's time to, and notice that I didn't come out that very far, so I can always come back and cut more there if I needed to, but I don't know if I will. Okay, I'm going to use scissors again. I think I got these scissors from Dolls by Sandy. And that's where I get a lot of my doll supplies from. So we took this much out. So these are the amounts that I took out. So this is from him. This was from Grumpy. All right. And when their mouths shut, I just want them to kind of lay normally. All right, let's take a look inside of little Neeley's mouth. So far, this is the neatest of all. What do you guys think of this nook? You think that Neeley will be able to fit the nook? It's wide enough. I don't think that it fits well. So even though he's a bigger baby, I don't think a nipple that's shaped like this really goes well with him. Not saying that I couldn't open his mouth bigger to make it fit, but I don't really want to do that. Okay, so my next step is to fill the inside of their mouths, and I'll show you what the mixture looks like, and then I can start painting them. So the studio sends over this, and this is once you mix these together, it forms this. So I'll be doing that next. So anyway, that's all I got today. And then again, that was from Silicone Studio, Jennifer Sussman Price and Kathy Romero Biscuti. All right, guys, so it's the next morning. I'm gonna try to film this one-handed because I'm holding the camera, but let's take a look at what we can see inside the mouth. Can we see in there? Can we see that repairs have been made with the silicone that was given to us by the studio? So literally you could use that to make a tongue if you wanted to. You have polymer clay. You can make a mold. You can build a tongue using the impression. I can't really see. I don't think you guys can see, but I think you're getting the idea. The shadows are so bad. Let me try to turn on a light. Let's see if this helps a little bit. I don't think it does, but yeah, a little bit. So you can see that it's not as jagged and ragged. Here's Grumpy, and his mouth has been kind of cleaned up, so I guess that helps. Now this is the mixture that the studio sent for repairs. So it's just the exact same color as the silicone. Is completely cured. This only took me, I used my heat gun to warm up the silicone. Oh, stuck in that cup. I used my my heat gun to warm up the mouth first. You don't have to do that part. I wanted it to cure really fast. So when I brushed some of this silicone into the mouth opening, it cured like in a minute. So if you warm it up, warm up your face or, you know, the head, whatever it is, and then you put silicone on there, it's gonna cure super, super fast. All right, next step, we're gonna get them washed, and then I'm gonna get them mounted, prepared so that they can be mounted so I can hang them, in other words. And then I'm gonna start painting them today.